The severance meeting lasted 7 minutes. It was surgical, sterile, and entirely predictable. Due to corporate restructuring, the HR director recited, avoiding eye contact, "Your position is eliminated. And yes, we're keeping the security deposit on the company apartment. Breach of contract. You signed the clause." The apartment, located 3 blocks from the CEO's penthouse, was my leverage. He needed me close for the late-night sessions. The deposit was 6 months' salary, a petty, insulting theft. I didn't argue. I didn't plead. My hands remained folded calmly on the table. They expected tears, expected fury. They got a flat, dead stare. My mind wasn't processing the loss, it was auditing the damage, the total exposure. $187,000. The deposit plus the withheld bonus. A figure Robert, the CEO, considered a rounding error. To me, it was the down payment on his destruction. Calculation initiated. The betrayal wasn't the firing, it was the setup. 2 months ago, Robert asked me to streamline the quarterly financials. That meant burying $50 million of liability into a future shell acquisition. I did the work meticulously. I also, meticulously, created a mirror log of the entire process, encrypting the data and linking the timestamp to his private server access. He thought I was his tool. I was his witness. I walked out of the office that day and into the firm's main auditorium the next. They hadn't revoked my main floor access yet. Another oversight. The room was set for the live-streamed investor relations call. Robert was at the center, glowing under the studio lights, fielding soft questions about future profitability. I found a seat in the back row, a neutral face in a sea of observers. He reached the projected Q&A segment. His smile was triumphant. The smile of a man who just cleared a substantial liability. Me. That was the cue. The side door hissed open, and the firm's head of legal, Mr. Thorne, walked in. His gait unnatural, a blend of hurried urgency and dread. He didn't walk to the podium. He walked straight to the long, glossy table where Robert sat. He slid a single, heavy piece of paper across the polished wood, stopping it directly in front of the CEO. Robert, annoyed at the interruption, glanced down. Then his eyes read the first 2 lines. Thorne leaned in, his voice a panicked buzz, audible only to Robert. She filed it. The injunction. They froze the accounts. All of them. Robert's face froze. The transformation was immediate and total. The blood drained, leaving his skin the color of printer paper. His composure shattered. He looked like a puppet whose strings had been cut. A major investor on the live feed, sensing the shift, cut through the silence. "Mr. Hayes, is there a problem?" Robert didn't speak. Couldn't speak. He slowly, agonizingly lifted a hand. He didn't point at Thorne, the lawyer who delivered the news. He pointed his shaking, betrayed finger directly at me. Me, sitting in the back row, silent, calm. My injunction wasn't a lawsuit for my salary. It was a formal, evidence-backed petition to the SEC and the federal court, citing unauthorized access and manipulation of financial records linked to Robert's private server, the log I had created. The $50 million liability was now public, and the frozen accounts were his personal assets, tied up in the ensuing investigation. The camera zoomed in on Robert's face, transmitting his panic to millions of investors watching the live feed. I stood up, adjusting my collar. The room was silent, all eyes on me. I didn't say a word. I didn't have to. The silence was the executioner's drop. The $187,000 was his key to my destruction. He took it. I used the evidence of his crime to take everything else. I walked toward the exit, no looking back. The chaos was his. The victory was mine. The deposit was paid in full, with interest.